Hey there, War Gamers. Justin the Arm Painter here from Death Ray Designs, and you guys are tuned in for my, I think, 12th video blog. I'd like to apologize for not having one out last week. We got ultra busy over the weekend, and I usually film this video on Saturday, sometimes Sunday, but we were slammed, which actually leads me into what we're working on, or what we've been doing, you know, going into March here. So, as many of you guys know, Adepticon is right at the end of this month, and we have been in, I don't want to call it crunch mode, because in previous vlogs I have expressed to you guys that our crunch mode hasn't been terrible because I've been constantly cutting stuff and getting our stock up and doing all that. But Nuceris just released our new high density terrain line that uses our deadbolt locking system. So it'll it's interchangeable, interlockable with our Warp Strider, deadbolt, derelict, and bolt hold stuff. All those can connect right into Nuceris and vice versa. But we've been trying to get all of that packaged, adjusted, kinks fixed, all of that for its release, its shipment, and getting it ready for Adepticon as well. So it's been a little bit hectic on that front, but a good kind of hectic because we've got a lot of things going on, which is cool. And if you guys haven't seen that, I'll drop a link down below so you can check it out over on our website. And that's a little bit of a plug early on in my video blog, which is usually there at the end. But if you happen to pick up anything over there, it helps keep me employed and keep the lights on here at the shop. And for all you guys who tune in to my video blogs or hang out in the Garrison, our Facebook group, or watch me over on Twitch, you guys may or may not know there's a coupon code. So if you're watching this, we'll throw it down here. It is GetAmped10. If you want to save 10% on anything in the store, that also directly helps me and helps you save some money. So share it with your friends if you want to, but if you're watching this, you deserve a little bit of reward for helping support our content and tuning in. So use that as you may. Now, in non-DRD laser cutting stuff, we've had a few updates for the stream. I've got some new graphics that I've had commissioned done. So our new Fallen Angel or Dark Angel looking logo or stream picture thing of me with my likeness is done. We'll have a few new stream elements as well that you guys will get to see, which is really cool. And speaking of Twitch, that leads me to that point. We've been doing for the last, I guess, 2 weeks, we've been doing my Tutorial Tuesdays again. So we've been working on an Interrogator Chaplain, teaching you guys how to paint that. And this coming Tuesday, which when this goes up may actually be on Tuesday, we'll be working on him for the 3rd week in a row and trying to wrap him up. If you have not tuned in, make sure you check me out over on Twitch and you can see that. You can see what I've been working on. And here in a moment, I'll show you where we're at. But by tuning in and hanging out, you'll be earning points, and those points can be used towards our giveaways when they happen. And this chaplain I'm working on is going to be a giveaway miniature in some capacity, along with a bunch of DRD terrain, some other miniatures, and painted stuff as it comes along. So you make sure you don't miss that. In addition to me working on getting our Tutorial Tuesdays back, I want to bring back Hobby Hangout, which I kind of label that for our Saturday, Sunday streams because it is me usually working on personal models now, and encouraging you guys to grab your paintbrushes, paint alongside me, and just hang out. But I want to bring back the actual Hobby Hangout where you guys in the Facebook group post pictures. I save all those, and then during Saturday or Sunday stream, whichever day we decide to pick, we'll be able to showcase those and give you guys a shout out on the stream, show it to each other, you know, interact, give critiques if desired, and, you know, give praise and excitement. And it won't just be painting. You're welcome to share battle report photos and really cool scenes and stuff like that, which I think would be great too. I'm not sure the exact day we want to start doing it. I'm leaning towards Saturday because I would like to try and get Austin from Death Ray Designs as well, and Joe, one of our, not an employee, but one of our honorary employees, I suppose. Jojo out there, Fallback. That's the librarian that is named after Jojo. Fallback, or not Fallback, Fallback on Twitch. Brother Nabil over my army. Woo! If he watches this, he'll give me some crap. But anyways, it would be cool if I can get them involved on Saturday nights in my stream and actually do a hobby hangout where maybe we've moved some cameras around and you're seeing me and we're painting some models, interacting with you guys, but you're also seeing what Austin's working on, what Joe's working on, get our banter and our interaction. And then if we do towards the last third of the stream or so, if we do the actual like community Garrison hangout portion where we showcase your images, you'll be able to get my feedback, Joe's feedback, Austin's feedback if they are available, or maybe it's just one of them, or maybe both of them. It depends on how the sessions go. But you'll get their feedback and each other's feedback, which I think would be really, really cool and interesting and get you guys engaged. So there's no guarantee that they're going to sign on to do that every week. Maybe it'll be an every 2 week thing, or maybe they don't have time to do it all and it'll just be me showcasing your work, which I think would be cool too. The whole point of me bringing that up, though, is to encourage you guys to get active. Check out that Facebook page. If you're already there, share your images, share your stuff. We really do like it. It's not just me saying, make the group active. It is literally me when I'm not at the shop, or even when I am at the shop working on stuff, and I'm like, I've got 30 more cultists to paint. Being able to look at what you guys are doing gets me excited. It reminds me why I'm doing it. You know, to provide content for you guys, to do battle reports for you guys, but also the enjoyment of the hobby. Don't let it become something that you hate. So, if you need any more encouragement, I will continue to blast you with it, but we really do want to see your work, your games, your miniatures, and your tables. And if you aren't a member of the Garrison, make sure you head on over to Facebook and check that out. We want to see what you're working on. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and turn this around and show you guys what I've been working on this week miniature-wise, let you know what is to come, and then we'll sign off. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoop. All right, so for all you guys who've been hanging out, you know that I've been working hard to get these Ariadne miniatures done, and it is taking me forever. And we're almost there, and I totally found out during my stream that Mr. Roger Van Zant here is based off of a Van Zan from Rain of Fire, which was played by Matthew McConaughey. Did not know that. So he looked pretty cool. But we've got a whole bunch of minis here for the Infinity that I've been working on that are nearly done minus the basing, or already done minus the basing. So we're just gonna lay all these out and let you guys kind of see what we've got work done here. Just let you get a little update, which means that in the near future, you guys are hopefully gonna see me doing some battle reports. Now, this chick is almost done. I've got to paint these boxes she's standing on and her hair. Totally forgot to do her hair. And then she's pretty much done. I think she looks pretty cool. And she got a little rocket launcher. I dig that. But we got a whole bunch here. I like the dozer, but the new dozer sculpt looks a million times cooler than this, but this is what we're going to use for now. I'll probably pick up the other one at some point. It's in a new 3-pack of Ariadne models that come with a new like rescue motorcycle thing, some other model, and then that guy, the dozer. So here we go. Boop, boop, boop. And I really liked it once I got the lenses on these guys, or their glasses. You know, it really pulled their helmets and stuff together. And this guy looks pretty cool. He's like screaming, "Rah! I shall flamethrower you, enemies of Ariadne," whatever those are. Because I honestly don't know. I don't know much about the Infinity lore. Rocket launcher, blow stuff up, which is cool. Let's see. I do have, I think he's already over there. Let me grab him. Let me pull him out. I did spend a little bit of time working on this fella, which has got my heavy machine gun. Sorry, I thought I might have chipped something there. I was going to be real sad. Anyways, I spent some time actually trying to blend his weapon, which I have not done on any of the other guys. They're all like, you know, dry brushed, which is fine. But I actually spent some time working on that because I'm prepping to try and work on, and I don't want to say perfect, but get better with blending and doing non-metallic metals. And I want to do non-metallic silver on Perturabo. So figured I'd get a little bit of practice in. But that was fun. It was not quite as bad as I thought. With a little bit of practice, I think I could get better at it. But for my first attempt at it, I am pretty pleased. And again, now that we've zoomed in, I'll show you for comparison. Blended on the right, dry brushed on the left. So there we go. And despite this dude's face being a little derpy, I wasn't super pleased with his face, but it is what it is. I've spent enough time. It's time to let him go, put him out there on the tabletop, let him shoot stuff, and do stuff. That's what we're ready to do. So this is the Infinity that I have been working on for several weeks. There are a few miniatures. Actually, let me back up a little bit. There's a few miniatures you didn't even see. So here's Blackjack number 1. And a Blackjack numero 2. So now we've got all the stuff that is for my main list, but there are a few miniatures over there that aren't finished because they're not in my main list. So like you'll notice the Antipode is not in there and a couple other miniatures, but they'll be on in, or they'll be getting painted in a future wave. But to wrap up the Infinity here, aside from the few details I haven't finished, like hair on a few of the female characters and Mr. Van Zant's back. He's got some details on his little back here, and I want to do a little bit of edge highlighting on his little weapon thing, or his axe. But aside from those little things, it's time to do basing. So I've decided to go with Nuceris and I think we're going to do maybe a green line here, followed by like a gray line, so it'll be like the curb, and then I think these little tiles here are going to be probably some type of white, gray into white, trying to give the illusion of marble. I'm not sure how it's going to go, and then the grading will be like silver or gray. So we'll see how that works. I think it's going to turn out pretty cool, but I'm not positive, so I'm reserving my judgment until I see the finished models, because I would like them to turn out well, and I'm just not sure how it's going to go. So we'll see. But we've got, what is it, 2 sets of bases? Yeah, so 2 sets of the small bases, a set of the Terminator style, which I think is their 40 mils, which will be for the blackjacks, I think. Yep, blackjacks, pew pew. So I actually have more than I need, but I suppose I've got the 2 antipodes that could use these as well. And then we've got our larger style bases for the tractor moles. So I get to go on one of these big ones, which I sprayed these first, so there's actually a little bit of texture on them I wasn't happy with, but that's because the first spritz from the rattle can had speckling in it. Might have been cold, might have congealed, I don't know, but because it's going to have those big giant treaded dudes on it, I don't think it'd be too bad, and because I only needed 3 of these, and one of the models that's going on these isn't even done, which means I only need 2 for this list, or for this batch of models, we're just going to focus on probably those 2, which weren't quite as bad. So I'm not sure if under the grading where the base will go, if I want to spray the bases blue so it looks like there's kind of a water or blue glow on it. I don't know yet. I don't want it to look stupid, but I also kind of don't want it to look like I was lazy either. So hopefully that's what I'm going to be working on while I'm at the shop today, and we'll see how that goes. Now, to wrap up what we've been working on miniatures-wise this week and updates, here is the chaplain I was talking about from our Tutorial Tuesdays. So in week 1, we worked on doing his black armor, the airbrush, and the highlights and stuff on there. And you can really see the transition up at the top on him. And then in week 2, we masked off the model and we airbrushed his cape, which is not done. We still got to do some edge highlights and stuff, but we masked that off. And also worked on some of the bone and the parchment, which is not done. We still got to, the skull is basically done, and this helmet bone portions are done. I still have to do the lenses and a little bit of silver in there. We have to come through and wrap up all the bone, and then we'll be coming in to do the metallics and the golds, which I guess will be metallics, so silvers and golds and bronzes. Lenses up here, lenses on his little helmet, and then his stone bolter, which we still need to drill the barrels, and we need to do the casing, which will probably have a red casing, because I think that'll look nice, and it'll be a different color red than this, be a slightly darker red probably. But yeah, so we'll be working on this on the following Tuesday, or the upcoming Tuesday. And if it is not finished, it'll be pushed out into the next Tuesday until it's done, and then this will be some type of a giveaway over on Twitch. I'm not sure which chapter he is going to be yet, which this is Crux Terminatus right here, which means his other shoulder would be his chapter heraldry, which there's not much room, but there's a little bit showing through here right next to those laurels that we can paint, and right here that we can paint with a little bit of chapter color, so we can designate kind of what chapter or legion he would be from. And we also need to figure out what kind of basing we want to do. So I'm leaning towards doing some type of DRD basing for obvious reasons. But if you guys from Twitchland, Facebook, or YouTube have any ideas on what you think would look cool with the chaplain here, chime in in the comments below. Let me know, and we'll try and pick something that will appease the masses. And finally, and just in case you somehow missed it, this guy will be a giveaway sometime on Twitch. I don't know if it's going to be like a donation-based one, subscriber-based one, or just a straight-up any follower. But there will be some type of giveaway, so if you want to win this or future miniatures that I paint on stream, or some DRD products, make sure you head on over there and check me out. Or if you just want to hang out and listen to me babble while we paint models. But with that being said, that is where we are currently. For updated miniatures and stuff, there will be some new things I'll be working on once these are fully completed, in addition to doing battle reports with these, finishing this guy on Twitch, and then figuring out the next model we want to do, which we've got a few here. I've got a dragon that I've primed up ready for stream. We've got our sanguinary priest ready for the stream for painting. We've got this paladin bro that I want to practice non-metallic metals on for the stream, and those will be giveaways as well. We've got this ranger fellow. Burp, burp, burp. And I'm not sure if I've shown it in a vlog yet. I don't think I have, but over on Twitch, we did open this fellow live. Let's move some of this out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. We picked up this fellow, actually it's 2 bags, and we showcased them on stream the other day. I don't want to pull everything out of here again, but suffice to say, these are the legs for this bad boy, and this is an orc from WR Tell. That is his torso. It is massive. For size comparison here, his torso, Terminator Chaplain. So he's massive. He will be painted on stream, and he will also be some type of giveaway. We've got a creature caster here to do. So we've got a whole bunch. And like I said, in addition to that, we got all the DRD terrain and stuff in our giveaway box and some base toppers. So things will be popping over on Twitch in the near future. This is this guy's axe. Look at that. His axe head is huge. Like, if he hits a Terminator with that, they dead. It's like, it's done. And one of the things I really like about this guy, other than just the whole model in general is sweet, but the price point, I think, was like 42 bucks. Not bad. But look at his head. Look at the detail on that. GW needs to hire this guy. This is stellar. That is, I mean, look at his little ear. Look at the ear. Man, he is, that's a right section model, if I say so myself. I like it. I like it. Anyways, we'll be doing him up as well and figure out what we want to do for the giveaway. So if I haven't made it apparent enough, make sure you pop on over to Twitch and check me out. Additionally, our battle reports that go up on YouTube go up on Twitch a day early, so you can see those on Saturday evenings and then catch them on Sunday afternoons if you miss those. One good selling point for catching our battle reports over on Twitch early is that there's a chat room that's going on live, so you can interact with me and you can interact with anyone who happens to be watching. So, alright guys, so I showed you guys that my Infinity Ariadne forces are almost finished. We've got that Terminator Chaplain that's almost done and ready to hit the giveaway box, giveaway wheel, whatever we decide to do over on Twitch. I showed you some of the miniatures that we're going to be painting hopefully soon at some point in no particular order. But what is in store for me in the future? Chaos Space Marines. I cannot express enough how amped I am for this Shadow Spear box. It is freaking awesome. If I could drop an F-bomb there on YouTube, I would. It's that awesome. I'm so amped. I'm not amped about the jump dudes for the Space Marine half that are all like with their derpy guns that look stupid. I don't care for those guys. But the scouts kind of...
Especially Librarian, because I was like, Dark Angels! He's got a hood and a robe, it's so exciting! That's great. I can't wait to actually paint on those. I can't wait to get the majority of the Chaos because we're going to get Obliterators, which my Iron Warriors need, some new HQs. I'm not as jazzed about the Possessed guys, but whatever, I get them. I'm going to have some more Tactical Marines, which is cool, and some kind of Demon Engine thing. We'll see what I can work into my list. That would be cool. I've also ordered Forge Fiend, Mauler Fiend for my standard list, which would be good, and also good if I'm using any of the Demon stuff, because they have the Demon keyword. And then we've got our whole list to get primed, painted, and ready for the tabletop. So we got a bunch of Cultists, we got a bunch of Plague Bearers, we got Tactical Marines, I've got my my Havocs, I've got Terminators, I've got Predators, Rhinos, a Sakaran Battle Tank, 3 different Dreadnoughts, and a bunch of HQs. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited because it's new, it's something different than my Dark Angels, and the Iron Warriors are the reason that I did not want to get a trio of Predators for my Dark Angels. Why? Because the Iron Warriors function very similar to Imperial Fist from Codex Marines in that they ignore cover with their shots from all their infantry and bikers and jump dudes. But they're siege warfare, that's what they do. But they do a lot of shooting. I didn't want to have the same elements in my Dark Angels as I did with my Chaos, because then it's just like evil Space Marines, which they are, but if the lists are identical, it's just a different paint scheme. I don't want that. So I want each army to have something that functions differently. And one of the things I'm really excited about with Chaos, other than trying to forge some cool narrative stuff, is that I'm going to have a big Cultist blob, which I know you guys out there who are competitive already know about this. You know it does cool shenanigans, but running the Cultist is a good thing, and I'm really excited about doing that. Not just because I want to be competitive, but when I play against someone with a slightly more competitive list, they do things that my standard mono Space Marine list struggles with without playing soup, and I don't want to play soup. Chaos Space Marines have so many good options in their codex without being forced, in my opinion, or feeling as though you're forced to play soup. So you need to have some some speed bumps or bubble wrapping units, you have them. You have access to 3 different demon units that are cheap, that are fodder worthy, and then cultist blobs, which can be hard to dislodge and are essentially the Chaos's way to field, you know, Imperial Guardsmen, like you might do with the Supplice with the Imperium, for protecting your front lines, being a bubble wrap or holding objectives. You could do those with Chaos in one source, which is really nice. If I want to do it with Dark Angels and I don't want to do it with Scouts, I got to get Imperial Guard Codex, I got to paint up a couple HQs, I got to paint up X number of infantry dudes, and that's fine. That's not terrible. I'm going to be painting, you know, a whole bunch of infantry dudes for Chaos as well, but I don't want to have FAQ, chapter approved FAQ, chapter approved Dark Angels, White Dwarf, Imperial Guard FAQ, Dark Angels FAQ. I don't want to have all these things. I already have enough trying to do battle reports. So if I can keep it down to one codex, relevant FAQ materials, and the occasional White Dwarf for like Assassins or some type of special rule that comes out, that would be great. If you have not tuned in to our YouTube channel or Facebook, make sure you check the description and head on over those, like us, subscribe to those, and you know, make sure you're tuning in to see what new cool goodies we have coming out, as well as battle reports. And again, if you want to hang out with me, you want to showcase your miniatures, head on over to our Facebook group, check that out, and also make sure you check me out over on Twitch. We air our battle reports on Saturdays when we have one, which is almost every week. And hopefully we're gonna get to a point where we have more than just 40K and more 40K battle reports, Kill Team, Infinity. We wanna do a bunch of that. But if you head on over to Twitch, you can catch those early. And as I said previously, you get to hang out in the chat room while those are going live and interact with us. And hopefully we'll get our hobby hangout going back around. So if you do happen to join the Facebook group and show your miniatures, you might actually see them showcased on Twitch live, which would be great, or possibly in vlogs again. It just depends on time and what I could get into a rhythm of. That's what all the stuff I've been doing at Death Ray Designs over the last, 5 months or so. Everything I've been doing is kind of learning, getting a process, getting a rhythm, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, how I can improve. So some of these things will hopefully be getting streamlined, which would be great. On that note, though, guys, we're going to get ready to sign off here. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. Thank you for following. Thank you for supporting us. And you know, I cannot express that gratitude enough. You're helping make a dream a reality. I get to paint miniatures and play miniature games for a living, which is fantastic. And you guys make that a reality, and I really do appreciate it. And I know that Austin's not currently doing vlogs, but he really appreciates it too, because he gets to design, cut, and sell laser cut terrain with his laser beam machines. That's exciting. It's awesome, and it's all thanks to you. If you weren't doing it, this would not, or weren't supporting us, and you know, all of that, this would not be happening. Secondly, I'd like to apologize if there's been any audio issues today with my vlog. I realized that one of my microphone things, batteries died out, which I thought I just changed it. It was not, so some of the audio may be choppy, and for anyone who's made it this far, thank you, and I apologize for that. I'll try and be on the ball with watching the batteries, which normally I am, but mistakes do happen. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding the little bell to give you alerts when we put up new videos, which would be great. Head on over to deathraydesigns.com if you want to pick up any of our terrain, our products, or anything like that, which again helps keep me employed, keeps the lights on here, lets me do what I love to do. So let's go ahead and end today on some positive notes. First of all, I'd like to encourage you guys to aim for your goals. If and when you attain those goals, always aspire to grow and become more. Don't become complacent. Always keep going up further that ladder. You know, keep climbing those stairs and keep trying to reach for the stars and achieve those goals. It seems a little bit cheesy, but it's true. You know, you got to start somewhere, and if you want to grow, you got to start. So hopefully that encourages you guys to get going. And for our second positive, uplifting message today, it's the same one that we always do, and actually aim, attain, aspire, something I've done on Twitch as well. But we're going to bring it back. Anyways, I would like to encourage you guys to try and leave the world a better place than you found it, both literally and figuratively, in every sense of that statement. Not just with your friends and family, but with your hobby community as well. You guys are on the front lines of the hobby community in the gaming world. We're in a very small segment of society that does this. Try and be inclusive. Make sure that when you enter a room and you interact with people, that when you leave, you have a good feeling about it, and you know you left them with a good, positive impression. The last thing we want to do is push anyone out of the hobby or give them bad vibes, bad juju. It's easier said than done sometimes, but it's up to us to be the hobby community we want to be a part of. So make sure you're, you know, getting out there, putting in your dues, and putting in maximum effort to encourage a positive hobby and gaming experience. It's up to us and you guys out there to make that happen. And hopefully, if we all come together, we can grow this and make sure everyone's having a good time. Don't want any feel badsies out there.
Thanks again for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you listening to me ramble. Once again, I'm really sorry for all the audio and some of the choppiness of this video, but we got a vlog out, and I'll tune in next week for another one for you guys, and you guys will catch me on Twitch between then. As always, happy wargaming.